In this video, I wanted to go over the most important watch to me. I really am excited to make this video. I wanted to talk more about it in my State of the Collection video, but I wanted to make a separate video because of how important this watch is. Let's just start off with the watch, and we'll talk about the story at the end. This is the Rolex Oyster Perpetual in blue, and it's the 34mm option. The reference number is 124200. 34mm OPs are just slightly different than the other sizes. As far as I know of, they're the only ones with the Roman numerals on the edges. They only have the single bar indices instead of the double bar, which I prefer the single. I just think it looks cooler. They make it in 28, 31, 34, 36, 41. Like, there's so many different sizes for this watch. I even think there's a 39, but I think those are the only ones in current production. The most popular being, of course, the 36 and the 41, which makes this 34 kind of special because it's, it's not as common. So why did I get the 34? Simply because it looks great on my wrist. I'll show up some B-rolls here, but look, like, it just looks awesome. I tend to like to wear my watches a little bit smaller rather than larger. Some legend in my comments commented that my 34 OP looked like his 41 OP. I always say don't worry about what the numbers say, wear what looks best on you. The real stunner of this Rolex is the dial. In some lights it's light blue, in some lights it's dark blue, in some lights it's even black, and it looks really awesome. And I think that if you're buying the OP, you're buying it for the dial, because after all, the OPs are known for their colorful variety of dials. This commenter let me know that this watch has white gold hands and indices, and so I looked more into it, and I think it's to avoid corrosion. Old watches hands would corrode, so I think the white gold is to prevent that. That's another thing about new Rolexes, will last lifetimes. Like, they are built so well and so solid, like all solid links. These things are gonna be around way longer than the older Rolexes, and the older Rolexes are still even working. Like, there's this one from the 40s I really like. Anyways, I'm getting off track. The Rolex has the coronet logo at the top. It's big and it's proud, and I really like it. I like that it's recognizable. I've had people recognize my Rolex and they're like, oh wow, like, you got a Rolex on, I also don't like it because I only go to college and I go to work and I'm only 18. And so when people see me wearing a Rolex, sometimes they have negative opinions of it. And obviously you shouldn't care what people think. Wear what you want when you want. But sometimes I just like to wear this for me or with my family, like somewhere where I know people won't recognize it. With the case, this watch has the super recognizable Oyster case, and it has the smooth reflective bezel that it just screams Rolex when you see it. The high polished bezel gives it that really shine, like it gives it that luxury feeling, and the sides of the Oyster case are polished, so they also feel super luxurious. I like how the bracelet is fully brushed. I like how it hides scratches very well. The clasp on this watch is really solid. It's got the quick link system that Rolex has now put on most of their watches. It's basically like a toned down glide lock. It only has one adjustment, and it's 5mm. This is so handy, and it's one of the things I love about luxury watches. They always usually have some sort of quick link adjustment. You get what you paid for. The one thing I don't like about this clasp though is the dumb little attachment at the end. It has kind of like this faux safety lock, and it looks not very good. One, it doesn't look good, and two, it doesn't make me feel very good. I'll put some video of me up here, but I can just pull this off my wrist really quickly, and I'm almost scared to take this anywhere, because someone could just run up and rip it off my wrist and take it really quickly. I wish that this had the professional clasp that the Explorer has with the safety latch, but unfortunately it doesn't. That being said, I've never had this watch come off. I've never had a problem with it. I swam in a lake with it and I had so much fun, and I was just having a great time, and it didn't fall off, and that was a really cool memory I made with this watch. Don't be afraid to take your Oyster Perpetual anywhere. It can literally do anything. It looks good in an office. It looks good when you're just chilling in your pajamas. It looks good in a beach day. It works everywhere. This watch uses the Oyster bracelet, like I said, and it's got the 3 solid links. It's very heavy compared to what I'm used to. I used to own a Rolex that was like a 4-digit reference, so it had all folded links. And I'm so not used to the heft of solid links. To go over all the pros, it's variety of colors, sizes, it goes with everything, variety of styles you can wear it with. It is a solid watch, and it is the best Rolex in my opinion. That quick link system is just to die for. I love it. The only cons is it's a Rolex. You get those cons of having a Rolex, getting a hold of one. I know they're becoming more where you can actually buy them, but some people just are turned off by that. One more thing, the watch is getting stolen. Rolexes will be famously stolen. I think London is really bad for it. I live in a really safe relatively place, so I usually don't worry about it, but I like to wear this watch just with my family. It's not even on my mind that I have to worry about it. If you only came for the watch review, thanks for stopping by, but I think that this video gets really interesting when I talk about the story behind this watch. So I'm gonna get into that now. And I have some notes here, so don't think that I scripted it all. I wanted to make sure I have it all. The story starts in high school. This was a graduation watch bought for me. The story starts way before that. So I was a busboy in a restaurant, and I worked every single day. I mowed lawns on the side. I had good grades in high school. Like, I worked really hard. I had invested half of everything I made by the end of high school. I had enough where I was like proud of myself, and I wanted to reward myself for my effort. For that, I bought the 4-digit Rolex date. Unfortunately, I got into an accident. It was a no-fault accident. I was on a highway, and a semi-truck had merged into the lane and slammed into my car. Anyways, the insurance company, being insurance, they were super unreliable, and I basically didn't get a lot of money back for what my car was, and it was going to make it really hard for my family. So I decided to sell my Rolex that I worked really hard for. I had become really good close friends with the dealer who I bought it from, and I was able to sell it for a good price and then put that money towards my car and paying it off, basically. I would do it again. It meant a lot for me to help out her. Like I said, she grew up poor, but she worked really hard to support our family. She was ex-military. She has several master's degrees. I think she's going for a doctorate degree right now. She's incredible, and she does a great job of being a mom. So a couple months later, she surprised me at the AD with a brand new Rolex, and it was a really magical experience. I remember the AD lady was so nice. She bought us brownies from a nearby store, a bakery. I was so nervous and so excited I couldn't even eat the brownies. Otherwise, I thought like I might throw up. It was a really cool experience, and yeah, it was incredible that she did that for me. As much of an accomplishment as it was for me to get a brand new Rolex, I think it really was more of an accomplishment for my mom. In order for her to be from nothing and then now to buy her son a brand new Rolex, I think it was a really big point for her. I definitely have different dreams than my mom, but I have immense respect for her and where she came from. This watch is not just an accomplishment for me or for her. It's a family watch. It stands for my connection with them, and it's not just a sign of success. It's more of a, like, it's us, you know. Every time I go out to dinner with my family, I wear this watch. Like, I'm at a position now where sometimes I'll take them out and I'll pay for their meals. It feels really good to be wearing a Rolex and paying for their meal at the same time. Like, I want to be rich, and just so I can take my mom out to dinner and just pay for her. Like, I don't know, that was the one thing I want to do when I become, like, I still do it now, but when I get really rich, that's what I want to do. So that's the watch that means the most to me. Comment what watch means the most to you. I'd love to hear about what you have. If you want to see other watches I have, check out my State of the Collection video. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you over there.